overnight. Peter McGuire joins us from Baxter FX now just to tell us a bit more about what he's seeing. Peter, Juliana there just talking about the moves behind the oil price. What were you seeing? I mean, where's the oil price heading for you at the moment? Where do you think it's going?
Well, good morning, Bridie. You know, a couple of things further to what Juliana said as far as the Norway strike. Yeah, those workers being pushed back to work, that's taken a little bit of heat out of the market, and also the Iranian situation seems to have dissipated. This time last week we were worried about missiles and what's going on in that whole region as far as delay or disruptions to the supply chain through the Strait of Hormuz, but that hasn't eventuated, Bridie, and we've also seen a strengthening in the US dollar. We're still saying that the euro's going to be at sub 120 in this summer period in the Northern Hemisphere, so they're, you know, a couple of key drivers.
Just on some of those other key commodities, particularly for us, then copper as well was down overnight too. We've seen that fall in Chinese imports. How concerned were you about that, though? I mean, the trade balance was still way larger than expected.
Well, yes, it was, but you know, when you think about, as far as the commodity complex was concerned, we've seen a softening across that whole sector, except for the agricultural. Gold was well back as well, and I think that you're probably just taking a little bit of a break. Look, it's not surprising to see those the volatility in that market. It's been you know, headstrong over the last few years at about 10,500, and now it's trading in that $7,000 to $8,000 range. So you know, plenty of movement out there, Bridie, and again, strengthening of the US dollar has taken that you know, softened the market considerably.
But that grains market, as you said, just a totally different story there, just continuing to get pushed higher on the back of the US drought.
Well, exactly right. You know, we were expecting crops to be well mature at this time, and, you know, a bumper crop because it's the largest corn crop since 1937, Bridie, where everyone was expecting, you know, huge yields. Unfortunately, you're not going to see anything like that, and which in turn forces price up. So, yeah, I think there's probably even more upside for that ag sector at the moment, Bridie.
Anything else that you're watching at the moment, Pete?
Oh, I think you've got to look at US dollar strengthening and a softening across more of the commodities. I'd go along with what Juliana said, you know, considering the summer driving season. I think it'll be sub 80 and sub probably 92, 93 for Brent crude. So, yeah, I think a softening over this Northern Hemisphere summer.
Great to get all your thoughts on that. Thank you so much for joining us. Pete McGuire there from Baxter FX.